We are here to make people feel good about themselves. We really have to feel like we are a day maker for the guest. You've made my day. How great is that when you hear those words from your guest?
Hey everybody, I'm Daved Dolce and welcome to the Daymakers Podcast. Today I have the honor of interviewing Louii. Louii is one of our barber alumni. Louii cut my hair his whole time when he was at Tricoci. He's still my go-to when I got something important to do. Louii, thank you for being here.
Thank you, Mr. David.
It's just a full circle moment to be here with you, getting to interview you through all of this. And yeah, it's fantastic. So thank you for being here.
Oh yeah, my pleasure.
So you were cutting hair before you went to beauty school, right?
Yeah, I was cutting hair since I was sophomore, like right when COVID hit. And then once I graduated school, then that's when we started at Tricoci.
That's crazy. So it was important for you to make sure that you got a license, right?
Yeah, I
you
was
did
like,
the whole thing.
Gotta do it the right way, you know?
That's good. And you did. You really did. Did you ever think you were going to do anything else with your career, or did that just click? You're like, okay, this is what I have to be, a barber.
Yeah, I was like, I think at the time I was probably like 13 when I was like, I want to do hair. But then from there, I didn't really think too much of it until I was like, actually, let's pick it up, and
It's crazy. Did you look at any other barber schools before you picked us?
When I was looking into a school, honestly, I feel like there wasn't many like nearby options, you know. There's other schools, yes, but when I was looking into Tricoci, I was like, hey, like this is the one. They do everything. They do barbering, estheticians, cosmetology. You know, I was like, hey, like it's all in the same building. I learn from each and every single one of them. So I feel like that's why I chose this school. But yes, another school can offer, you know, barber services or learning to cut hair. But Tricoci really like stand out to me. So I was like, hey, this is where I will take my journey and continue from here on out, you know?
Yes, I'm glad you did.
No, yeah, definitely it was well worth it. I every moment being in the building, it just felt amazing, honestly. You know, coming in saying hey to everybody, and it's like everybody knows you or knows a little bit of you, and just coming in and out, it feels, you know, wonderful. So I feel like that's why I was like, you know what, this is where I'm going. And yeah, sure enough, you know, my wonderful director, Mr. David.
Yes.
And from there on out, it was just amazing.
That makes me happy because I really, really tried hard to build a culture in that building. And you just described to me that, like, I did a good job. Those are the moments that I realized, you know what, I guess I'm doing a good job too. So Thank you.
Yeah, exactly.
One of like the big things with you is that as a student, you gave a whole professional experience. Like you never just cut anybody's hair real quick. You didn't cut my hair real quick. I got the shave, the lining, the hot towel. Like I got the whole Daymaker experience.
Yeah.
Do you think going to Tricoci helped train you in that type of way?
Oh yeah, definitely. Honestly, it's all like you practice everything in there to do it in the field, you know? So it's like everything you practice in school, you know, with is just being there from 9 to 5. You're doing it outside in the shop, you know? It's like you're in the shop, you're there from 9 to 7. And it's like you practice everything in school to do it out in the field. So I would definitely say that it definitely helped me and it shaped me to who I am now as well.
That's cool. That's great. I wish you were closer. I wish I could go get my hair cut by you all the time.
Yeah.
It's different not being at that campus every day. I'm like, when you graduated, I'm like, no, he's leaving. We love to see you leave, but it's like, we're going to miss these people. So it's an investment, right?
Oh, yes.
Do you think your investment of your time and your money was worth it?
Yeah, I would definitely say like overall, my experience and my investment of time and money, you know, it's well worth it. You create so many memories. You learn every day. It's like as you're cutting, you're learning. And it's like the environment and all the people that are there with you, it just makes it like fun and it makes it enjoyable to want to keep learning and being there every day. Yeah.
Did you think going to a barber school that also had cosmetology and an aesthetics program changed your career a little bit rather than if you just went to a school that was strictly barbering?
Yeah, I mean, cosmetology, you know, nowadays long hair is trending. It's like very, very trending now. So from having trending long haircuts to just like a fade, it's, you know, it's two different things. So now it's like I can do long haircuts and a fade. So bringing it all together, it's like I do facials too, you know, learning about facial products and massage movements. So all that definitely like falls into just having the whole package.
It does. It really does.
Yeah.
I like seeing all of you just intermingle and intertwine and get to know everybody. Like we don't try to keep it separate. That's how so many barbers are like killing it at color, right? They're busting it out. Perms, the barbers are doing perms all day. So that's something picked up on that cosmetology portion of it as well. If you could go back to your first day of school, is there any advice that you would give yourself?
Oh, when I was first day of school, it's like, I did not think it was going to go this way, you know, learning about the history to learning about shavings, like the sectionings and, you know, everything. I was amazed. I was like, wow, like all this book work at first. But then like now down the line, it's like the book work helps you, you know, and it definitely is like, oh, but I don't need the book work. But deep down, it's like you need to know everything so that when you get out and it's like, oh, I remember this from the, you know, you think back and it's like, yo, just this like this. Looking it back, it's like first day of school, I was nervous, shy. But then it's like people are like, oh, Louii Fadez, you're from TikTok, and hey, you're here on TikTok posting this and that. And then that's when everybody's like, oh, hey, Louii. So I feel like that like welcomed me a lot more into the first day. First day I was not there. The second day I was there. So it was like, oh, you're the one that everybody was talking about and you were the one starting. So like looking back at it, it's like the first day, if I could go back, I would go back most definitely.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, you enjoyed it. One of the reasons why I respect you so much is that you've worked hard your whole life.
Yeah.
And you really persevered to go through and get this education. What made you wake up every day? What made you be like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it for myself. I'm going to do it for my family. Like, what was your driving force?
Well, I'm the only child.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like my parents look up to me to be the best, you know? So it's like being the only child, you have pressure on yourself to like having everything done. So it's like I come from a Hispanic background. You know, I work construction when I was young up till now. So it's like being like, hey, you got to do this. You got to wake up. You got to get it done. So it's like all that impacted me till now to being like, hey, like go to school. Once you finish school, then you have the freedom to do what you like. You know, you have more time. You know, being a barber, you create your own schedule. So it's like you're able to take a day off. You know, you're able to do what you can to make something happen. So it's like being in a Hispanic household definitely shaped me to never give up. You know, you can pick up a machine, but then it's like, hey, like I don't want to do it anymore. I don't have people coming to me.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you can feel like, man, like it's not working out. But then like you can never give up because look where I'm at now, you know, it's like so much work and time that you've put into it and it's happened, you know? So I feel like I've never gave up with myself. I've always worked hard, late, early. So I feel like that's definitely helped me. And being in school, it's like you're giving up your free time. You're not getting paid. You know, you're paying to learn, but it's like, you know, you're going to depend on that later on when you get out.
You've always been driven, goal orientated. I remember you were cutting my hair. I'm like, so do you have a girlfriend? You're like, no, like I don't have time for that. Like I gotta do this, and then I'll get a girlfriend.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's awesome. Like to hear somebody young speaking like that and working so hard. You don't hear that every single day. So that's really cool. You have that ambition. What does a typical professional day of Louii Fadez look like?
Well, we wake up early in the morning, we hit the gym, and then cook some breakfast. From there, we get started to be in the shop. I'm usually in the shop from like 9 to 7. Saturdays is like my longest day. I'm there from like 6 in the morning to 5.
Wow.
So I've definitely like built up my clientele to book earlier. You know, some people like to wake up early and get things out the way. So I feel like if you have that option to like have early appointments, then it's like people know, and then they take advantage of it too. You know, they come in earlier, they get it out the way. So I feel like if you have availability, then and you're there every day, consistency it takes, you know, a lot of token to it, because they see that and then they keep coming back, you know. But day in the life from there, from after the shop, you know, we get home. I also been trying to get into photography and videography now.
Cool.
I'm trying to learn more to make more content. So it's like you gotta use your time to your best advantage, you know. From after maybe the shop, sometimes, you know, help my parents out. From there, you know, clean around and just really just enjoy your time off as well.
It's important.
Maybe take a little drive here and there, listen to some music. But other than that, you know, it's just grind time, you know.
Yeah.
I'm young now, so later on I could be relaxing, you know, work hard, little vacation, and from there is just work, honestly. I'm still young. I'm 21 now.
Yeah.
I was 18 when I started at Tricoci. I'm
That's crazy.
21 now, and it's been a journey.
That is not. I wish I had your mentality when I was younger.
Yeah.
Nope, that took a minute to get. Why don't you let us know, speaking of all this content and things you're doing, how can we follow you on social media?
You can find me on Instagram, Louii, Louii_Fadez with a Z, or on TikTok as well, Louii Fadez. I try to make it a little unique. My name is Luis, but I get called Louii. I was like, you know what? It's just Louis sounds a little more out the way. I added the double I. I was like, you know what? It's myself. So I get to
it's
do
cool.
what
I
I
like
want.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it sets you apart from other people, and that's super important with
Exactly.
everything. So this is kind of our signature question that we like to ask everybody. When was the moment in your life that you realized you had the power to make somebody else's day?
Oh man. Honestly, every client that sits in the chair has a story, right? So you have 45 minutes to go ahead and finish the service, or up to an hour, you know. But when a client comes in my chair and they sit down, I feel like sometimes they can be quiet, but when you try to like find your way into a conversation, you can get to know a person, you know. Sometimes they like to open up to you. So it's like you take that moment where they get to open up to you and you listen to them. Sometimes people don't get heard. Sometimes they just want to be heard. So it takes your time to being like, hey, like, I hear you, you know. That makes them feel good sometimes. Listening goes a long way, as well as giving feedback. I have maybe a few clients that they sit down and they talk to me. And then when they see themselves, they're like, you know, they can be sad or feeling emotional. And then from there, they see themselves and they're like, oh, wow, like I really needed this. It's been 3 months. It's been 2 months. And it's just like, hey, I have a job interview. I really needed this. You know, I got so many compliments from my haircut, you know. And it's just like hearing that makes me feel good about myself, that I am putting pride and, you know, effort into the haircuts. Because it's not just hair, you know, you build a relationship with your clients, and that keeps client retention, you know. Having that conversation, with the people, it makes them keep coming back, you know, because then you can come in for a haircut in a month and I can come back and picking up on the conversation where we left off, you know. Sometimes they're like, wow, how do you remember? And it's like, you see so many people all day. How'd you remember? Like, I'm like, hey, like, it's just like a natural thing where it's like, you kind of remember where you left off and they feel like, hey, like I'm being heard, you know?
It's
So I
true.
feel like that goes a long way as well.
I liked your answer because we talk a lot about like the feeling that somebody feels when they look at themselves in the mirror after the hair.
Yeah.
But to be a day maker, it is way more than just that. It is the personal connection, the conversations that you're having with those people. Those are the day making opportunities.
Yeah.
Because people do just want to be heard. People just want somebody to talk to sometimes. They said, I heard something that said like 60% of women said that their hairstylist knows them better than their husband does. When I heard that, I'm like, I think that's true. I know some deep, dark secrets from some people. And you remember because this is what you want to do. You get into it. So how do you think all of that translates when they leave your shop? Like, how do they take that into their next day?
I mean, they go from there. Honestly, I hear a lot of, hey, like I just got my hair cut and now let's go do errands, you know, let's go out. They feel refreshing. It's a reset button you hit, you know, and it's like you go out and you feel good, you look good, you know. Sometimes that's all people need at the end, you know. They need to feel good within themselves to go ahead and go out there and be confident.
I'm not even kidding. Like you're the only person that's ever cut my hair where people are like, damn, nice fade. I told you once I was in my car, the windows down and these girls start all, woo! I was so embarrassed. I'm like, oh my God. It was like the same day you cut my hair. And I get it all the time. That's a great fade. That's a great fade. Like the only person that I've ever gotten that from are from your cuts.
Yeah.
Your customer service and what you do every day for everybody, how important is that for you to keep your clientele or to build the clientele?
Well, to building a clientele based off, you know, listening, sometimes you really just have to sometimes some people want to just stay silent. You know, they like the haircut overall, but they just want to relax.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. You know, not every client needs a full conversation, right? Sometimes it's just a service within itself. But keeping clients to keep coming back, honestly, it's customer service, the way you carry yourself, your consistency. You really just have to be yourself as well because you're seeing them bi-weekly, weekly. Sometimes they want to hear about you. You know, it's not just going to be them, but it's going to be yourself too. So if you also open up to them, they have a full understanding of what's going on with you too, you know? We're all human. We all have things going on within ourselves. So it's like I can have something going on too, and they can notice it, you know? And if I tell them a little bit, then they're like, hey, like the trust is there, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes it can also be trust within your clients, and then that makes them keep coming back too. You know, you build that client retention, you're building a relationship. From there, it's like, hey, like he listens to me, I listen to him. Sometimes we all need to share some insight within ourselves.
Oh, definitely. I'm an overshare. Well, the best thing about doing these podcasts for me is being able to reconnect with old students that I had like you that meant a lot to me. Being in that building, you meant a lot to everybody else. I hope you know that. We're all super, super proud of you. And I continue to follow your journey, and I just look forward to your future success. Thank you for being here with us today.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. David.
You're so welcome. Have a good rest of your day, okay?
Thank you, you too. All right?
Thank you.